Hi everybody, it's me, Carrie, your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan, with another pre-recorded video. I'm so sorry, I miss the live so much, I can't even tell you. But today we are going to talk about some paper pumpkin alternatives. Now, I also want to remind you, because I will be posting this video Monday, which is when I am having my Cyber Monday sale. So all you have to do to get a free kit. Now, I'm not going to tell you what kit you're going to get. I have a ton of them in my stash that are brand new and beautiful. So hopefully you guys will be excited. All you have to do today for Cyber Monday is go to my website, MemoryINKers.com, and place an order of $75 or more using the code B as in boy, R as in Robert, X as in X-ray, 2, 6, A as in Adam, R as in Robert, 7. And then I will send you a kit. Absolutely free. That is my Cyber Monday sale. And I'm kind of excited about it because I think kits are great. And for you, you can keep the kit for yourself or wrap it up and put it under the tree for one of your friends or family members who will love crafting with you, right? So that is my Cyber Monday sale for today. Again, this is a pre-recorded video, but if you want to follow along, you can. And I will be following along and answering any questions you might have. So, again, I'm doing the paper pumpkin, which is probably the best way to get kits. It's a good thing that you might want to add to your order is a paper pumpkin subscription or pre-orders. But this is the one that we all are receiving or have received for this month. You cannot order it now. Okay, I'm just letting you know that's how Paper Pumpkin works. If you do not know, you cannot buy this kit after the fact. You have to subscribe or pre-purchase, and we have hints, but we never really know exactly what we're getting. So, for this one, it makes these cute little houses, and I have not done a whole bunch of alternatives because I really like these little houses. So you get 4 of each of these designs, and what they do is they fold over and make little treat boxes. And there are additional items for you to be able to add. So see, you can add the wreath on here. Or you can leave this as the back side and use this front that already has the wreaths on it. And it comes with little cello bags that you can fill with goodies. And you see, I already have a tag on there. It comes with the twine, the baker's twine, and it's the thicker baker's twine. It comes with some tear and tape adhesive, which you would use to put your boxes together. These are stickers, which you can put on your envelopes, which is kind of cool, like to put on the seal if you're going to mail them, or put them on a bag would be so stinking cute. So, and all of these little wreaths here. So, oh, and all of these tags. So you get 4 of this style tag and 5 of this style. I'm sorry, 5 of each. 5 of this, 5 of that. So you have enough. And since there's 4 and 4 of the houses, you have enough to make a mistake for each style, which is always, that's a good thing for me. So, and then of course you get a fun stamp set. Now you see I've got stamps out of it because we're going to be using them, but it's just a really great stamp set that comes with it. And the ink spot this time is Mossy Meadow. So let's do some alternatives, okay? I'm going to move some of this stuff out of the way because I don't need them right now. So here we go. Alrighty. So for the first one, I am going to do, hang on, I got to see because I'm trying to remember what it is I'm going to do. Oh yeah, okay. So when I first saw these little houses, I knew that I wanted to have some for my kids, right? And for some neighbors. So I only cut up a couple of the kits. So I got a note card and envelope. And I made this, I trimmed it down the envelope or the note card so that it wouldn't show behind it. So now I have a little note that says "'Tis the Season." And I used the piece that already had the wreaths on it. So it's just a simple little note, right? And yes, it is bigger, or the envelope is wider than the card. So you don't have to trim yours down. I just liked the way it looked as just a house. So that's why I did that one. So I'm going to show you another way to do that. So here is the other side of this house. And you see it has no wreaths, but it does have the front door, which does not have a wreath on it. So I am going to, I put away my wreaths. I'm sorry. I got to grab them again. Here they are. And, whew, you'd think this was live. All right, so here are the wreaths. So what I'm going to do is I am going to use Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to grab a pack that I already have started. Here we go. Do you guys do that? I get so many from Paper Pumpkin that I save some. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on the back of that, and I'm going to put that over the door window. You don't have to. It's just where I want to put this one, right there. And I could put two more on the house, on the windows of the house, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to leave that one for now. And then I am going to use my Mossy Meadow ink pad. And I am going to do the same thing I did here. 'Tis the Season. And I will tell you that there is glitter in here. So I'm going to use some caution where I am putting that. So hopefully, there we go. It's a little crooked, but you know, I don't worry about that kind of stuff. But I didn't want to stamp over the like glitter because then it wouldn't have inked right. So I did not want to do that. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, this was a card for Saturday Sip I messed up. You guys might remember that. So I'm going to take some Designer Series paper, which is Snowflakes, which is so pretty. I really like it. And I'm going to put that right over this, and it's going to cover up my mistake because I don't like to waste. You guys know that. I am basically cheap, and I like to spend my money where I can get the most bang, like on stamp sets or dies or punches, that kind of thing. So if I can save money when I've messed up a piece of cardstock and use it in another way, I am going to do that. So this is just some of that beautiful Designer Series paper, which I think I used this for Saturday Sip also. So now all I'm going to do is, originally I thought about just putting this on the front and making this just a piece of cardstock, and then that would be your opening, which certainly works, right? But then I knew that I wanted to make it a note card. So I'm just going to take this and I'm going to pop the house up on here. So this is a pretty simple redesign, but I had a hard time thinking about cutting up these little houses because I think they're really, really cute. And they're just so cute as they are, just as a little, what was I going to say? Just as a little gift. I don't call it a gift box, but it's just kind of a cool thing. So I'm going to just set that right there in the middle. And there you go. Simple. Two cards, very similar, obviously. But there you go. Super simple. So that is one. Then when I cut those apart, I had this left over. Okay. And I thought, well, I'm not throwing it out. I got to do something with it. So I have stamped the image of the door from the stamp set, and I used blends to color it in. So I love how this works. The door itself is oh gosh, why do I always forget it? And it's my favorite one. Tahitian Tide. The trees are, there's mossy meadow. These are all done with blends. The trees and the wreath are, the darker parts are done with mossy meadow blends, and then the rest is granny apple green. The bow is made with cherry cobbler, colored in with cherry cobbler, and then a light daffodil delight colored in on to make light coming through the door. But now what am I going to do for the house? So I cut a piece of cardstock, and I'm looking for the directions, you guys, because I wrote on here the sizes, or maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I wrote it on the back of this. Nope. Okay. So I cut a piece that would fit behind it and let the door sit on it, but I didn't want it just plain old red. So I am going to grab my exposed brick 3D embossing folder, and I am going to emboss this piece so that I have a cherry cobbler / red brick house for my roof and my door. So hold on while I go run that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Okay, so I have run it through my machine, and I wanted to get as much of the brick, because you see this is exposed brick, so there's stuff in here that is supposed to look like it's plaster or something over the brick, you know, like in old homes where they tear off the plaster and find cool brick. But I wanted to get as much of the brick as I could, so I don't know how well this is going to show up, but it has embossed it. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to take the roof, and I am going to put, oh, I forgot how I was doing this. Hold on, I forgot what I was doing. I want to put the house, the door on first, so that I know that I am getting it where I want it. And I do want to pop up the door and the shrubbery, because I want it to look like this door is proud to the front of the house, if that makes sense. I didn't want it to look like it was even Steven with the brick. So, but at the same time, this is like a stoop, and the trees are not going to be on the house, right? So I'm scooting it down a little bit, kind of sort of centering as best I can. So now you can see that the trees and everything are sort of off of the house. Now what I want to do is I'm going to put just a little bit of adhesive at the top of this, just a little bit. Okay. And then for this, I want the roof to kind of have some dimension also. So I am putting Stampin' Dimensionals right there. And what that's going to do is it's going to cause this part to lift up and that part to go down. So that's all I am going to do, is set that on there. Whoops. And try to get it to where it looks even. And I don't have any red sticking out, although it looks like I'm going to, so I'm going to have to trim that. So it's very, very slight, but can you see how it is sticking up a little bit? And you see that right there? Okay, so now I do see that I've got a little bit of house sticking up, and I don't want that. And I got to grab my scissors. Here they are, my paper snips. And I'm just going to reach under here and snip that off so you can't see it anymore. But now I've got some fun dimension. So I am going to now stamp on here. I want you to know that I colored and hand fussy cut out the little tiny puppy that is delivering a piece of mail. So cute. And I have the stamp from the set that says special delivery. And I'm inking that up in Memento. And I should have this on foam, right, if I'm going to stamp. And I am going to set it off toward the side, like so. So now I've got the special delivery on there. And I'm going to take my little puppy, and I am going to put him kind of coming off of this a little bit. He's not going to be, I'm going to move that because it'll be hard to get the glue off if I have some. So I'm going to put them, he's kind of covering up the hole that is in that tag. Because it's made to have a little hole in it, so you could run some of that awesome twine. So he's on there, all right? Now I have a piece of balmy blue, and of course you're going to want a piece of basic white on the inside of this. And I am going to adhere down my little house. And I'm not using dimensionals on the house because it already has dimension, right? And I'm going to set that right there. Now these little houses just barely fit in this direction. But now my special delivery, that can go up on some Stampin' Dimensionals, right? So I'm going to put one there, and then see the puppy? Looks like he has glue. I want to make sure that the puppy gets a little bit of a dimensional. So I'm going to cut off one of these end ones here. And now I have kind of a tail. Can you see the tail here? And I'm going to make sure that that goes on to the puppy's body like that. So that way the puppy has a little bit of support on there. Just pull these off. And set that right there. It's still pretty simple. My house looks a little crooked, but that's all right. I will live with that. But now you've got just a simple little card. I mean, I did a little bit of fanciness with it. It's not over the top. But like I said, I really like these, and I didn't want to change them too much. But I do want to do something with them. So hold on. I'm going to show you a fun box idea. Okay, so I'm using the tall house this time. And I've got a couple of pieces of crumb cake which match the house. And I don't know if you guys are going to be able to read this, but this is 2 inches wide by 2.5 inches, I think. Hang on. Let me see. Yep, 2 inches this way, 2.5 inches this way. And I've scored it at 1/2 inches on each side, and then 1/2 inch from this side. So let me get this one going. So I realized I had to show you, but I already did the 1/2 inch this way. So now I'm just going to put it in my trimmer and go to the 1/2 inch mark on this side and run it back and forth because I like to make sure that it is scored well. And go to a 1/2 inch on this side. Now I haven't put them together yet, so I'm hoping my measurements are right. You guys know how I am. I sort of like just fly by the seat of my pants kind of girl. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to trim these. I had another idea for this, and I'm trying to think of what I was doing differently. Hold on. I think I'm forgetting something. Okay, I am. All right. Sorry, we're going to put this one aside because that's for my next project. This one is going to be for the box. All right. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fold those score lines really well. And I am going to turn one of these ones on the bottom into flaps. Okay. Do the same thing with this one. Fold and fold and fold. And I'm not worrying about I wrote on it because those writings should end up not showing. And again, snip, snip. Now I'm going to take some tear and tape And I am going to add tear and tape to this piece here, and I'm going to try to get it close to the fold line, my score line, but not go over my score line, which is what it thinks it wants to do, but we're not going to let it do that. Okay, there we go. Then I can pick this off, making sure it's so hard when I'm not live. I so much prefer live because I can't look up at my tablet and see what I'm doing. Now I'm going to take this, set that down, and make kind of a partial box. Now I can see I fold terrible, so I'm going to trim this edge off so it doesn't mess me up later. There we go. And I'm going to do the same thing for this one. Hopefully I'll do a little bit better job on this one than I did on that one, but you know, it's me. So again, I left my take my pick tool, or take your pick tool really, on the other table. So I'm going to fold this over, and this is just another idea for if you do not want to fold the top over. So now I have this one, and I am going to cut off this extra roof piece. And I'm going to make sure I'm grabbing the right size one. Yep, okay. Sometimes I don't remember what it is I'm doing, like you guys don't already know that. And I'm trying to line up the score line that's already there so that when I cut it, it's cutting right at that score line. Now here's another piece you can do another fun card with, right? All right, so now I have this little house, and it will no longer do that. So I am going to take tear and tape and put it on all of these folded sides, like all the way around. And if I did my scoring right, like I said, let's all hold our breath on that one. This is going to work out well for me. If not, it'll be an epic fail, but you know me, I'm going to post this video anyway. So let's all hope. Let's all hope, right? Okay, that wasn't good. I need to tear that. Okay. And I'm going to do it on this one too, of course, because we got to have one on each side. And again, I'm going all the way around. Oop. Okay. Now you want to make sure that this is pretty secure on here. So just rub it. Use your bone folder or just rub it. Use your take your pick tool or the edge of your snips. I prefer the take my pick tool, but I don't feel like walking over to get it. And then you can peel back the transfer. And I am going to do these at the same time. So I'm going to peel this one at the same time that I peel that one. And I know you guys already are going, oh, I get what you're doing, Carrie. So this is just another way if you want to put in something that's maybe a little bigger than what can go in the folded flap of the house. So now I'm going to set this down on the table, and I know you're getting a lot of shadow here, and I'm going to line it up with the score lines. And if I didn't mess up too badly, I hope. They're starting to look a little too wide for me, but I'm going to hope. So press those down really good and lift up one side of the house. Press. And then this is where you might want your bone folder. And I would suggest that you don't fold down, but you actually lift up so that if you have to make any adjustments, you can do so. There we go. So now you've got your little house, right? And then you can just fill one of the goodie bags full of some treats. I stamped with love on there. And now you've got a box that will hold treats. Okay, and you can see that this bag, it's got plenty of room in this bag. So you can actually add more, like if you wanted to put a little something in here. But it's just a cute little thing, and you can flip the with love out of it. Or just tie your bag up a little higher than I did. Let me see if I can move it. Let's, you know, I'm always like on the fly when I'm doing stuff, right? It's like pretty scary. Okay, so there it is, up a little bit higher. Give them more candy. Don't be as cheap as me. And then your with love will show. So there's the other one, and it's just a simple little box. And again, like I said, my pieces were 2 inches by 2.5 inches. Okay, and then scored at a 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. And that's how I got it to fit. And the crumb cake DSP matches so nicely. It's like perfect. Okay, so there's the other one. Now, I pulled this out, and you were all like, why are you putting it away? What's going on? Here's what's going on. I am going to make a card out of this. All right? So, what I want to do is, I know because I've pre-measured that the piece here, the foldy piece, is 1.5 inches. So what I'm going to do is I am going to go where the foldy piece is, and I know then that 1.5 inches divided in half is 3/4 of an inch, right? So you can't see how when I go to do this, it goes crooked. So you have to kind of come down to one of the lines. I'm hoping you guys are seeing this. Come down to one of the lines, and I know that my 3/4 inch is 1, 2, the third line. Okay, so you can see that up here. 1, 2, 3 is 3/4, and I am going to line it up with this line here so that I can know that I'm making it even. And actually, if you look, I'm doing it even in both spots. Okay, and then I'm going to just slice it. So now I have the houses, and they should be, and they are even exactly. All right, so now this is going to be the inside of my house. All right, but this flappy thing is bugging, and I don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, because they're the same, I'm going to take this piece of cardstock, which is 3.5 by 4.5. All right. And what I'm going to do is I am going to set it on here. I'm evening it up this way and that way. All right. Let me get it even. You guys can't see that, but I'm evened it up. Now I can see what I'm doing here. And I just want to trim it. Okay. Being careful not to cut the house. All right. So now what I have is I have a piece that's going to fit. And I'm putting it on this one. And I'm actually going to slide it down so that it now is over this foldy part, so that it gives it more stability. Does that make sense? I hope. This is where, if you want to stamp something on it, like a sentiment, or you want to put a little packages or something, I would do it now. It's just easier. I did not make any plans to do that, so I'm not going to for this video. What do I have here? What does this say? Oh, look, I lied. I did have one. Warm wishes from our house to you. Yours. I'll know when I stamp it. And I'm going to use the Memento black ink. And this is like the perfect sentiment if you do something like this, or you give these treat boxes, because they're houses, right? And I should have my foam mat underneath, but I'm going to leave it and hope I am straight. Yep, warmest wishes from our house to yours. How cute is that, right? Okay, so now I'm going to take this and I'm going to glue it to the inside of this. Again, this was 3.5 by 4.5, and then I trimmed off these little pieces right here. And then I'm going to do that, which is just adhesive. When I say I'm going to do that, I meant I'm going to put on adhesive. And now I'm going to just sort of center it towards the bottom and the two sides. So it's basically in the center, right? I could have made it longer. I know that, but this is the way I decided to do it. If you want to make it longer, you probably could do another 1/4 of an inch up higher if you wanted to. So now I have that. So I'm going to take this one and I'm going to set it on the front. And there is still a crease line. There is still a crease line. So that is where the twine is going to come in. And I'm doing this first just because I want it to, I want it to be easier on me. I mean, that's the reality, folks. So I am going to just hold a long piece. Hang on, I gotta grab it. And I am going to go right over the fold. And I'm going to do it a few times above and below the fold. Then I'm going to come back and tie a bow. Now, here's the thing you have to decide. Do you want your bow loose, or do you want to tuck it under here, which would have been easier if I would have had it ready to be tucked, but I don't. So I'm not going to worry about that. I'll do it this way. I'll move this one down. Make those. Oh, look what I did. Ay, 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 ay. So let's do this again. We're going to, I'm going to wrap it around 3 times. 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to come back here and I am going to tie a knot or a bow, whatever you want. You have plenty of this. They gave you a lot of this twine. So I am going to tie a bow. Yep, I'm doing it on camera. You may see me suddenly pause and go, oops, nope, I'm going to do it when they're not watching. But here I am. Again, I do want to repeat that this is a recorded video, so I am not seeing your comments, although I will be watching when I have it go live on my page. But it is not technically a live video. It is pre-recorded. And that didn't work. It's because you guys are like, you make me nervous. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to go ahead and tie a knot, which is weird that I'm having so much trouble. Oh my gosh. Do you guys do that? I'm okay when nobody's watching me. And you would think with a recorded video, it wouldn't matter, but apparently it does. So now I'm going to pull that, and hopefully I'm pulling it tight. And I want it in the center, basically. And it's sliding. Oh my heck. There we go. Finally, now I should be able to work with it. And I'm just going to put a little bow on there. You don't have to. You could just leave it as the 3 twines and then put a piece of adhesive or something on the inside of the card. But I don't want to do that if I can help it. So here we go. Did you know that if you hold the knot, it will keep your bow from untying. It won't necessarily keep it from spinning like you saw mine was doing. And then I'm going to just trim these off. There we go. All right. Whew, that was a lot of work, wasn't it? Oh my golly. So now I am going to set this on here like so. I'm going to take my tear and tape and I am going to put a little bit here at the top of this house roof and then at the bottom of this one. All right. And it should work. There's no reason why it won't, though, honestly. So, And you want to use your tear and tape. You don't want to use the liquid glue. You want this to be a nice strong fold. All right, so now I'm taking off both of those transfer pieces. This one's giving me a little, there it goes. Okay. Now to make sure I'm even, I'm going to stand it up, all right? And then I'm going to just fold over and line it up. And now I have a card. But I'm not done. So I'm gonna grab my bone folder, because now I have to make sure that this crease is good for me, right? And it's kind of hard to do it because you've got that glitter. But that's the back of the card. So it helps it fold a little bit. But then people can stand up the card and look how cute. And you have plenty of room to write. But now I have all these places. Well, now I'm going to use the wreaths because golly, they're just so darn cute, right? So I am going to grab all of them. I'm going to need 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get a lot of them. I will find other uses for them. I promise you that. And then I'm going to grab my dimensionals, which I just had here in front of me. There they are. And I should not be using my snips, but I'm gonna. And flip these all over. So I have another touch, not just the wreaths, that I am going to add to this to make it a little more fun. So I'm popping up all of the wreaths. I'm not putting one on the door this time. Remember the other card, I put it on the door and not on the windows. The only thing you have to look at when you're doing this is making sure your bows are going in the right direction. And I do feel that perfection is overrated. I know that, but you want to try really hard to make them even across also. So you've got a couple things to think about. You want them right side up and kind of in the same spot on all of the windows. Although honestly, if I was literally hanging these on the front of my house, I would not be guaranteed that they would be straight. My husband would, because my husband is like so good at like seeing 1/1,000,000th of an inch. It's like unbelievable. And occasionally irritating. I'll admit that. I'm willing to admit it. All right, so let me finish getting these on. I'm going to pop this one off while I have my snips in my hand. Okay. I'm going to put wreaths here. And here. These little houses are just so cute. So now I wanted to do something for the door because the door is so cool. And so I'm grabbing these are called Blooming Pearls. They are in the current mini. I can't remember. I'm sorry. I can't remember if these are retiring or not. I hope not. And what I know is that these little ones, great doorknobs. Look how cute that is. So you can take all of your other houses and add pretty gold doorknobs. I colored that one in, but I knew that I was going to add this at the end. Pretty little doorknobs. So this one, no doorknob. But this one has a doorknob, and it has it on the other side. So I'm going to grab another gold one. And now they all have pretty shiny dimensional doorknobs. I have plenty of wreaths that I can use to decorate other cards or the boxes, or I don't know what to call these things. They're not really boxes. If you have a cute name for whatever these are called, I don't know. It's kind of a box, but not really. It's not really. Let's see if they call it anything. I don't think so. I'm looking to see. I don't know. Doesn't say. But anyway, these are my my fun little do-overs for Paper Pumpkin for November 2023. I hope you guys like them. Please let me know. And I would love to have you share your my video with your friends, and then comment below that you shared. And also, don't forget, this is going to be placed on Monday, my Cyber Monday, which is the Monday after Thanksgiving. It is the 27th, I believe. And I am giving away kits like these, like the ones that are pictured in the little square that I've also posted on my page. And for a $75 or more order, you're going to get a free kit. I pick the kit. I send it to you through USPS. So don't try to add it to your Stampin' Up! Order, your free one, because you won't get it free. But if you're looking for good Christmas ideas, our kits are awesome. They even come in a nice box. I may, if it is cheaper, I'm going to check with the post office. I may take yours out of the box because they're in a really nice cello thing. So we'll see how that goes. But I will send them to you, and you will get a free kit from me to keep for yourself or to give away as a gift. Again, my name is Carrie. I am your Stampin' Up! Demonstrator from Farmington Hills, Michigan. I hope you all had a wonderful holiday weekend, and I hope that you will think about shopping with me now on Cyber Monday. MemoryInkers.com is my Stampin' Up! Website. If you want to email me with any pertinent questions, MemoryInkers@gmail.com is my email address. Don't forget to use the hostess code, B as in boy, R as in Robert, X as in X-ray, 2, 6, A as in Adam, R as in Robert, 7, to qualify to get the free kit. Have a blessed day, everybody. See you tomorrow for Tiny Tip Tuesday.